Yep, scarves. Fall. Warm and cozy indeed. Hello everyone, it is Samantha and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. As many of you guys I am sure are aware, if not many, like everyone really should be aware, there are only a few months left to this year, which is insane. I have no idea where this year has gone. It's just sped by. A lot of big things have happened for me this year, which is great, but it's resulted in this year just like zooming by like nobody's business. So apparently it is, you know, mid-end of September, depending on when this video goes up, and that means there's only a few months left of this year and a few months in which to get some books in. So I've kind of been, ow, that did not feel good. So I have been trying to figure out the books that I want to read for the rest of this year, and I've kind of come out with like a tentative set of books that I would like to read. I'm going to at least try to get to, and I'm sure there'll be some other ones thrown in, but these are the main ones that I kind of want to try and focus on, and I figured, hell, why not make a video and share it with you guys? So this video is all about the books that I want to read for the rest of this year. So one of my big reads that I want to get to this year is a reread that I kind of wanted to do last year. It didn't happen, and then I've been wanting to do it all year, and I'm going to make it happen, guys. And that is my Lord of the Rings reread. So as many of you guys know, if you follow my channel for a while, The Lord of the Rings is one of my all-time favorite fantasy series. It's what started my love of fantasy 17 years ago at the ripe age of 11, and nothing's really changed. And I used to reread the series every year, and I haven't for like 6 or 7 years, and I'm long overdue to reread it. And it's kind of serendipitous because it's falling in line with Stripped Coverlet's big read of the Lord of the Rings series, so I can kind of read and like listen to their perspective, which I'm going to enjoy, I know. And yes, I want to get to this one soon. I'm hoping to get to it in September, if not the first part of October, and hopefully read The Two Towers and The Return of the King as well. But I'm very excited for this, to get back into this world. I love Tolkien and I love this series to bits so much. So much love. The next one I want to get to is The Trials of Apollo, The Hidden Oracle by Rick Riordan. This is the new series that he is writing, and I still haven't read it. And I finally finished The Blood of Olympus last month, so I can finally move on to this one, and I'm very excited to do so because I love Rick Riordan's books. They're very, you know, kind of light, fluffy reads, but they make me happy, and I enjoy his sense of humor. It's like really kind of my sense of humor. So I want to get to this one, and I also want to read the second Magnus Chase book when it comes out next month. I already have it pre-ordered. So that one will also be on my to-be-read list for the rest of this year in addition to this one. Also, as many of you guys may have known, this year I've been rereading the Anne of Green Gables series, and I want to finish that reread. I have 4 books left to read from the Anne of Green Gables series, and I want to get to all of them. Those books, of course, are Anne's House of Dreams, which is number 5, number 6, which is Anne of Ingleside, number 7, which is Rainbow Valley, and finally the last one, which is Rilla of Ingleside. So all of these books are fairly quick reads. Ellen Montgomery's books read pretty fast, and they're also not very big. So if I don't finish these by the end of the year, then there's something seriously the matter with me. So gotta make this happen. The next few books on my want to read list are all classics. The first, of course, is Christmas at Thompson Hall and Other Christmas Stories by Anthony Trollope. I might get to it sooner than later because I've been in the Christmassy mood, of course, because I'm obsessed with Christmas. So I'm excited to read it. I've never read anything by him, so this will be my first time reading anything by Anthony Trollope, but I've heard good things and I'm anticipating enjoying it. My next read is going to be a reread, and that is Persuasion by Jane Austen, which is my second favorite Austen novel because the love letter, man, gets me every time. So I'm hoping to make time for this one. It's like also her shortest book, so that should happen. It's also my favorite Word Cloud Classic Edition because I love the shade of blue and the light pink, and it's so pretty. And yes, good stuff. So I need to read this one. It's on my list and I'm going to make it happen. The next one is actually one that I started in February, and it kind of fell by the wayside because I got really caught up in buddy reads and rereads and my hop-along read-along, and shame on me. And that book is David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. So as you can see, I got a good chunk of the way through, but I need to finish it, and I was enjoying it while I was reading it, and I really need to make this a priority to finish by the end of the year. When I read it, my parents also picked it up, and I'm like, oh, this will be awesome, I'll read it with them. And then they finished it way before me, and then I felt bad, and then, yeah. So I basically need to finish this book, and I am looking forward to it because I enjoyed the parts that I read, so it needs to happen. The next book I want to pick up is another Dickens novel, which is unfinished, but that's okay, and is also perfect for the Halloween month, so I might pick it up next month, and that is A Mystery of Edwin Drood, which this one also has a special place in my heart because it's referenced in the Charles Dickens episode of Doctor Who, which in case anybody didn't know this, was the episode that I decided I love Doctor Who. So that's for another video. But anyway, this is like supposed to be kind of a creepy mystery novel from what I've heard. It's unfinished, but I believe the way that it ends, it kind of works as an ending. This is all hearsay. I'm going off stuff I've heard other people say. So I just need to read it and experience it for myself. Again, it's not very big, so I should get through it. And, you know, actually set out with the intention of reading 4 Dickens books this year, and this will only be 2 if I finish Copperfield, and shame on me, but I know I probably will not get to Little Dorrit because that's another big chunker, because if Dickens is anything, he's very verbose. I also have one more nonfiction book that I want to get to this year, and that's Ancient Egypt, Everyday Life in Ancient Egypt. I did read another one in this kind of series of books, which was Everyday Life in Medieval Europe, and I really liked it. I like how they structure these books and how you view history from the lives of the everyday people who lived during this time. So I think this one will be really interesting. I've always been kind of fascinated with ancient Egypt, so it'll be interesting not to read it just about historical events, but just kind of how people lived their lives back then. So I want to make time to read this one as well, because I think it'll be a very interesting read. All right, the last 2 books that I want to get to this year are fantasy novels, of course, because I love fantasy. The first one, of course, is The Bone Queen by Alison Croggon, and this is the prequel series to her Pelennor series, which is one of my favorite series. This is the first book in that series, and my lovely friend Pippa sent this to me, and I'm very excited, so I need to get to this one. I love that series, and I'm excited to see what the prequel one holds. She told me it was good, and so I can't wait to see for myself. And the last fantasy book that I want to make a concerted effort to get to is The Fell Sword by Miles Cameron. This is his second book in the series that I'm drawing a blank on the name, but the first book is The Red Knight, which ended up becoming one of my favorite books from this year. So I want to get to book 2 and hopefully book 3 before the end of this year, but I haven't even purchased book 3, so who knows if it'll happen. But I really enjoyed the series. It's very interesting and intriguing. It has a lot of Arthurian elements, which I really enjoy. So I have a review of The Red Knight, which I'll leave down below if you guys are curious to know more about the series. So I'm hoping to get to book 2. It's also is Michael from Bitten by a Radioactive Book. It's one of his favorite series. So he has good taste, and he was quite right, because I really enjoyed The Red Knight, and now I need to get to The Fell Sword. All right, guys, those are all the books that I'm hoping to get to before the end of the year. I know there will be more books in this, but, you know, I just kind of tend to pick books based on how I feel at the moment, so I'm hoping to get to more than just these, but we shall see. You guys will have to let me know if you've read any of these and what your thoughts are. Whatever you want to throw down in the comments, please feel free to do so. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great one, and until next time, happy reading. Bye. Hopefully read the... because I've been in the Christmas-y mood. This is all heresy. Heresy. I hope it's not heresy.